guys, this is Sandy Babb coming to you from my studio. Wanted to do a quick little update on my self-imposed Dollar Tree Junk Journal Challenge. And when I showed this, these embellishments on Junk Journal Junkies, some of the ladies suggested a tutorial. So I thought I'd walk you through the 3 sets of embellishments, and then we'll do some quick little flips and folds and just show you some of the embellishments that I did. These are probably not anything that are new as far as flips or folds or anything like that. I do have a really cute little butterfly notepad that I made up that I really want to share that tutorial with you. But basically I kept everything very simple. Okay, I'm back and all set up for quick tutorials. Now, like I said, I don't think there's anything new or different about these other than maybe the way I decorated them. But all I did here was start with a 4" by 4" square of book page, and I've already cut all this to make it easier. And then this is 3½ by 3½. And I just took a simple glue stick and glued the paper to the inside. Just kind of choosing how I wanted it. You can use a brayer or a bone folder or something if you want to, but I think with something this small. And the way when you fold this, whether you're going to put it in this corner on the left or this corner on the right, you need to look at how the lines of your paper go when you're folding it, because if you want it to go in the left-hand corner, take your upper right corner and fold it down. That way when you open it up, your paper's upright. And then do the opposite, take your left-hand corner and fold it down to the right if you want it on a right-hand corner, so that if you're lining it with lined paper and you want the paper to be upright, you just do opposites on it. And then all I did was fold it in half, just matching it up. If it needs a little trim, you can trim it if it's not perfect. And then I used, which has become the bane of my existence, I never had one of these corner rounders. And I thought, oh, this is great because it's 2-in-1. This thing drives me crazy because most of the time it leaves this little edge. There's a little kind of funky edge there that I have to cut off every time. So then all I did was make sure that when I decorated that I had it, you know, for whichever corner I'm going to use it on. And then I did my decorations, which here I've done just washi and a butterfly. I've done my 2 cheek papers in a butterfly, washi, a butterfly, and then the just standard hole punch dots. And that gives you a little corner tuck. When you glue it in, you just glue it there, so you've got a tuck behind and a journaling spot there. So that one's pretty simple. I think that one's been around a long time. I'm not sure who came up with it, but you know. And then this one is the little tag pocket, where I did the little tags inside this little pocket. And you are going to need a 6" by 4" piece of paper. And the way I rounded the top of mine was I laid a saucer, and you know what, I didn't bring anything circular out here. I don't have anything right handy that I can even show you. I'll just sketch it. We'll just make it pretend like I have something round. I took the edge of a saucer and lined it up so that I was just doing this around the edge of the saucer to get that curve. Okay, and we'll just pretend like that's even. Actually, what I'll do is I'll just kind of hold it backwards and cut it so it will look even, at least, since I didn't come prepared for that. Just, you will cut that off and you'll end up with a piece that looks kind of like this. And you fold it a little bit off to the side. Just however wide you're going to want yours to be. You do want it to overlap some. Let's see, I want it to overlap a little bit more. I'm going to make this one, there we go, where it kind of looks, you'll be able, when you have a better arch, my arch is not very good on this one. Let me see if I can arch it a little bit more, because it's not very good. But you'll be able to tell when you arch yours. You're going to take some glue. Well, I already have one open. Let's not open another one. You can use whatever your preferred glue is. Glue all the way across your uncut edge. Glue that down. Then where this one folds over, glue down that edge. Like that. And then you can fold this little piece up. If you don't want this to show, you can fold it behind. But I was thinking make it look like a little, you know, like those little candy sacks, those little paper bags. So I did mine that way. And then you glue it across that bottom. And there you have your little pocket that you can tuck a tag in. And these are also decorated super, super simple. Washi, my cheap papers, all of them are the paper, the gift bag butterflies. A little bit of this paper, and I'll show you how I did that. I just took a piece of my sticky pad, like this, and I cut the sticky off because it kind of gets in your way. Get the sticky part off. And then you just cut a little, you know, you can use paper trimmer if you don't want to. I'm an eyeballer. I hardly ever use, I should. My work would probably look a lot better. And I just started cutting here by just kind of moving my paper along my scissors. And these are not perfect. They're not uniform. I wasn't going for perfect or uniform. I just wanted something that gave it a little bit of a whimsical look, and that gave it something that would, you know, be a border or something, because I didn't have anything. I just couldn't find anything. So this is then glued down to my, I can put that other glue stick away. I don't know why my eye keeps going to the one that's not open. I got an extra one just in case this one was almost out. And you just glue it down like this. And then I cut off the excess, or you could take it on around the corners if you wanted to, and glue it on the back. It doesn't really matter. And I don't have a, oh yeah I do. Seriously, I don't have an ink pen handy, but I do. I took just a normal black ink pen to match those black lines, and went around the edge to give it a little bit more depth, to kind of make it pop up off the paper, and it kind of matched like that. To get these little holes, I used a 1/4 inch hole punch and punched it before I glued it down. And then just a piece of paper across it. And then this is another little piece of that handle that I just, you know, kind of finger tucked and ruffled and glued. So that's a really simple little pocket. And then you just cut a tag to fit and decorate it however you feel is appropriate. To make this little flower, it is a flower, but I kind of folded it in half and glued it down and then sandwiched it in there. I used this wide ribbon that I got at Dollar Tree. It was on a roll. This I think came from the Easter section. I think I remember it coming from the Easter section, that they have a bunch of bright colored ribbons out right now. And how I made that was just to take a little piece. Mine's about 3 fingers wide. Let me see if I measure it accurately. That's about 2 inches. Okay. I just kind of, you know, I'm not ever super accurate sometimes. I just kind of, like I said, I'm an eyeballer. So I took 3 pieces of this stuff here, and I cut this off. And you can use this little iridescent edge for trim, or, you know, to glue on tags and stuff. It could be antenna for the little butterflies. It's got wire in it, so it's real malleable. And see, I could have even taken this and made little curls in it or something, and you could have, I could have easily made little antenna for the butterflies out of that. I ended up not using any of it, but I could have. You just cut those little edges off, and this is going to be like kindergarten cut, what I call kindergarten cutting. I hope I'm not getting out of frame since I've got it kind of close in. I keep trying to remember to look up. Stack those on top of each other. Fold them in half lengthwise. Fold them in half widthwise. Take that one folded corner and hold it pinched in your finger like that. Now, you're going to cut like a kindergarten heart. You're not going to cut where your thumb is. You're going to go up and cut a half a heart and down and cut a half heart. But you have to leave this folded corner, some of that intact, or it'll all fall apart. So I'm just going to do a messy little cut, almost like a heart shape. And this is going to come out looking similar to a 4-leaf clover. But you want to cut those sides off, but just leave that little tip down there. So that when you unfurl it, you have a stack of these. And then you can offset them. I need something under there where you can see this. Don't know if you can, maybe you can see it on this white paper. I'm not sure. It's so thin and fine. But you can stack it like that, offset another stack, offset another stack to where you get a little bit of a layer. And I just put a little bit of glue in the middle and pinched it for a minute until it was glued. Then I glued it to the top of my tag, and then I took some of the little handle paper and made a rosette, and then cut little leaves out of this striped paper, out of the solid part, to make the little ruffle here on top. So it's just cut out of that ribbon. Very, very easy to do. So that's that one. The next one I had that had a fold or pocket like thing, and it's just your standard library pocket. And it's these. And one of these is a little bigger. These were not all standard library pocket sizes, but I will tell you how I did the paper on this. Now, when I did the corner tuck and that little bag, I used one sheet of book page. When it gets to these to where you're really pulling things in and out, I cut 2 book pages and I glue them together before I do this to give it a little more durability. And this is 4.5 inches by 8 inches. So you need 2 4.5 by 8 pieces of paper. You are going to take both of them and glue them together, because this is going to give you more stability for your book or your pocket. I keep saying I'm thinking book, but I'm meaning pocket. So on all of mine, I glue 2 sheets of paper together before I fold them on some of the bigger. And if you're using a book that has maybe older pages, you really want to do it for that, okay? And then you want to fold in one side. Each of your sides about a half an inch, I don't know, how much of an inch is that? Where's maybe it's 1/4 of an inch. Yeah, no, mine's about a half an inch. Fold in both sides about a half an inch, like this. We've got both of those, okay? Then you're going to decide how high you want your pocket folded up. And I'm going to fold mine to about right there. I'm going to fold that up. Now, I've got intersecting fold lines here. I'll just draw on it with the pen so you can see what I'm talking about. I have intersecting fold lines here, and there's my fold line there, and here. Okay, I have intersecting fold lines. So on this short piece that you folded up, cut toward that fold line at an angle Angle your scissors that way, and then do it again on the other side, angling it. Then cut away this entire top part of the fold. I just cut that completely away. You can fold that to the back and glue it. I don't. I just cut it away. My sheets of paper are glued together. I don't really worry about that. So I've glued that together. So I'm going to take these two little tabs here on the side where the fold is. I'm going to put some glue on it, fold it up, flip it over, and secure those on the back. Okay. And then all I did on this was to simply, I don't think I got enough glue on that. It's not even stuck. Simply use my nemesis, my corner rounder. Hopefully someone can leave me a good brand of a corner rounder out there, because me and this thing are not getting along. I would gladly, I normally wouldn't replace, see, it didn't even cut that time. And this is all I get, is all this little stuff falling out all the time. There's not a way to empty it. It is really a little crazy. Okay, but see, it still left that little wisp of paper on both sides that I have to cut every time. And I don't really think that looks even. But anyway, that is your simple library pocket. And then for the little pocket on the front of these, like I said, this was part of that border kit. But basically, you could just cut yourself this one's about 3.5 by, no, maybe 3 1/4 by 2 1/4. And you could just make yourself a little scallop, or you could do what a lot of people do with the round punch and punch half a circle where you could pull your tag in and out. Just cut your tags to fit. But this was just a simple library pocket with an additional pocket on the front. And here are the close-ups of the decorations on those. Still just everything very, very simple. Just kept it, easy and quick to do. So that was just the simple library pocket. And the next one we had was the, I don't really know what to call this pocket. I'm not sure if there's a name for it or not. I think I've I heard one instance that it was called, like this kind of fold is called a waterfall fold, but I don't know if that's correct terminology or not, so I don't know if I'm telling you right. But I will tell you how I folded this. And this is my first time to make all these kind of little tucks and pockets, and I'll try to do a journal flip through and show you the kind of journals I make. They are vastly different from this, so it can be a little bit confusing. But for this, I need 2 sheets. Again, I use pages for this, and they are 4 3/4 by 7.5. 2 of them, 4 3/4 by 7.5. And I'm going to glue these together. Make sure I'm still in frame. Gosh, this is harder than I thought it was going to be to do these little videos. And I'm fairly new to video too, so this is a little nuts to be trying to learn all this stuff at one time. And y'all want to glue your pages down better than I am. I'm just, for demo purposes, I'm kind of just going through it, okay? And what I did was I gave myself a little cheat here so I could tell you. You need to, okay, why is because this one was a thinner one. Never mind. You need to go down 2 inches and make a fold line. So I'm just going to give mine a little tick mark. Well, I could do it with my... No, let me see. Something's not right about that. 2 1/4. It's 2 1/4. 2 1/4 inches. And 2 1/4 inches. I want to fold that. I want to fold it on those tick marks. So that should, you know what, I'm going to fold it the other way, because that one probably, I'm going to just give myself a little crease line there. There. I'll just mark it on the back. How's that? So, I think I'm doing this right. Let me make sure. I could be telling you completely wrong. This is the top. So you fold this up. Okay. You have to fold it this way. Okay. This is my sample. I went down 2 1/4 inches. Then you want to go another 1.5 inches. So I'm going to tick mark from that fold 1.5 inches. I hope I'm even making sense to y'all, because this one had me a little baffled, and I had to really, okay, so there's my fold line there. Kind of want to fold it there, approximately. So I'm ending up with this, and there's a tuck spot here. And then, oh, I know why, because I measured this upside down when I did it. I put my measurements on there backwards. Okay, so just do what I say. This is 2 1/4. Okay. 2 1/4 fold, 1.5 inches fold, and then fold this one up just a little past. You can kind of feel where that fold is underneath. I think I'm off camera, I'm sorry. You can feel where that little fold is underneath. Go just a little bit above that, and that is about 1.25 inches. Okay, so this one's 1.25 inches. You want to fold it up. And there you have your little tucks for everything. You want to put a little glue, whoops, on the inside of your tucks on each side. I usually would use a wet glue for this, not a glue stick, but a glue stick's what I've got out handy, so it's what I'm going to use. And glue it here, so that now I can take and tuck in my little things. I've got 2 tucks there, and then when you glue it in your book, I go ahead and glue this piece down just across here just to keep it from flopping, and then when you glue it in your book, you glue down both sides and the bottom, and so you get a tuck spot in the back and then a couple little tucks in the front. And these are decorated so simply. These were just all pieces of manila folder. They're all done the same. You know, just super, super, super simple. So I hope I didn't muddy the waters on that fold. If you have any questions, be sure to ask me. I'm sorry. Like I said, this is all new to me, and I'm trying to figure this out. The next one we have is the one with the little notebook. And I have, this is 2 pieces of paper, 8 inches by 4 inches. And again, I'm going to glue those together just for stability purposes. Perfectly straight, but it's okay since we're just doing a little thing. And you're just going to fold this over a little, you know, over halfway, and fold this. Well, I'll tell you what, let's do it this way. I think this will make the folds easier. Take one corner and fold it down as far as it'll go there. Take the other corner and fold it down as far as it goes here. So you've got 2 folds. You might want to go ahead and adhere those little folds down. Then you can fold. Fold this over. And this is folded over about 2.5 inches. Then fold this one over and kind of just gauge until it looks right. You can make it a little wider, a little looser. but really almost to the corner of that fold that you did. And then you go back and glue across the bottom. Everything folded in there. And again, I just flipped it up because sometimes I like the rough edges. If you don't like the rough edges, or if you don't want to do the bottom, you could just leave the bottom bare. If you're going to cover it up and you've glued that there, you are going to need to glue up this little edge here. I feel like this is not a very good tutorial. My apologies. Okay, you could do that, or if you want to, you can fold it up. I don't know that I don't think I folded this up because I covered every one of the bottom of these. You know, I covered, so I don't think I did. I think I just did that simple fold there with the two, you know, folded sheets of paper. And then I just cut my file folder. This is the bottom edge of the file folder. I cut it to fit my pocket. And this is again one of those little flowers that's cut out of the ribbon that I showed you before. And just some punched out dots. And cut out leaves and just made, you know, it looked like a little flower, and stuck some of the sticky pad inside here. So that is all I did on those. They're, you know, that's pretty simple.